Welcome to my Content Creation Masterclass. This is the talk I do for top design schools and universities. You shouldn't have to pay to get this information though, so I'm going to give the entire thing away for free on the internet right now. Let's get started. In 20 minutes, I'm going to teach you how to step 1, determine your goals as a content creator. Step 2, choose your platforms. Step 3, harness the power of content values. Step 4, select your tools. Step 5, produce content. And step 6, react to the market. And when you're done watching this video and taking a look at this masterclass, you'll understand the entire top to bottom process from strategy through success at the end. And why should you listen to me? I've got 15 years experience. I've created 10,000 videos on the internet. I've been doing this full time for the past 15 years. I've generated 1 billion views, $100 million in revenue just with online media. And I co-founded the largest gaming creator network of all time. And I service 10,000 content creators and I've coached hundreds one-on-one. I have literally lived, eaten, and breathed content creation for the past 15 years, and all of my secrets and thoughts are distilled into this one presentation. Hi, my name is Andrew Wall. I'm the CEO of Not Corrupt Media. Are you ready? Let's go. Here's the process, guys. You start with step 1, you, and you determining your strategy. This is all about you, your wants, needs, goals, and values. Then step 2, once you understand yourself, then you move into thinking about your customer, your target audience, and then you come up with your tactics that you want to use to service that customer. Then that moves us into the final step, step 3, where you will refine your process and refine your content to get that growth curve that you're wanting. Are you ready? We're gonna start with the most boring step that everyone loves to skip, but it is the most important, and it is the difference between being someone who gets a couple hundred views and never makes the revenue you want or never achieves the fame you want, and the folks that become a full-time content creator and have the freedom that they always looked for. Determine your goals in step 1. Those 3 goal types are number 1, financial, number 2, creative, and number 3, we'll call it fame or recognition. You must choose wisely when you're determining your goals. You think you already understand your goals? I promise you do not. I've never talked to a single client that knows precisely what they want. Are you ready? Here's the process to figure it out. Know thyself. Goals number 1 is financial category. I want you to write down right now, what is your monthly income goal from creating content? This can be from being an employee, from being a freelancer, from directly from the content creation itself. Write down that goal. I want to know your want number, how much money by such and such date. I want to know your need number, how much money by such and such date. And then any additional goals and considerations you have, like, I don't know, you want to send your kids to college, you want to travel Europe for 6 months, etc. Write that down. That is now your financial goal. Then move into creative goals, the second category. With your creative goals, you need to know what gives you energy and what takes it away when you're creating content. So for example, what is your favorite work? Write down the 2 to 3 things that are your favorite types of work to do with content creation. Perhaps that's the planning phase. Perhaps that's hosting videos like I'm doing right now. Perhaps that's doing graphic design. Write it down. Then it's very important. In fact, it's even more important to write down the work that you want to avoid. Do you literally hate doing accounting? Do you literally hate going through the grindy process of uploading content to the internet? Do you despise project management? What is it? Write down the work that you want to avoid. This way, as you grow your content creation business, you can hire people that love doing the things that you like to avoid, so you can stay creatively fulfilled and stay motivated, so you don't give up like 90% of creators do. Then the third category of goals that you want to understand is what we'll call fame or recognition. What recognition do you want from creating content? It's really important to know. And it's not just public goals. Most people think with content creation, you want to get followers and subs. You want to get lots of likes. You want to get lots of comments. Oh my God, creator goals. That is only what a fraction of people actually want when it comes to recognition. A lot of you may actually want industry goals as well, or in exchange. What do I mean by industry goals? I don't know, getting a raise, getting a promotion, getting an award in your work, being able to do a keynote speech in a conference. Think about industry goals as well, being a thought leader in your industry. These are goals that aren't just these public vanity metrics. Think about what recognition you want, not the recognition that everyone else tells you you should want. Got it? Then, now that you've written down all of your goals, realize you can't pick all three. I'm so sorry. It is impossible to have all three things at the exact same time at the maximum extent. You can't be financially, creatively, and fame fulfilled. You have to only pick two at a time. So rank them. Which one's the most important? Which one's the second most important? And which one's the third most important? And realize whichever one is the most important, you'll need to sacrifice the one that is least important in order to achieve the one that is most important for you. So for example, just looking at the screen here, let's say you want to be creatively fulfilled. Almost everybody says they want that. And let's say you also want to make a lot of money. Great. You have financial and creative as your top two goals. Making a lot of money and being creatively fulfilled usually means you're not going to be famous and you're not going to get a lot of recognition. Getting those two things as your top two goals often means being an employee for someone else's company, for example. Got it? You can't have all three at the same time. But remember that you get what you need when it comes to your goals. You can't be everything all at the same time in your life. Today, you may want to get fame and recognition. That's what I wanted when I was in my 20s and I started, and that's what I got. I got millions of views on the internet and I loved it. But now that I'm older in my life, just an example, the things I want, my number one goal is financial. And then my number two goal is creative fulfillment. I could care less about industry recognition. Remember, you can get what you need from your goals and from content creation, but remember, you can't have everything all at the same time, and you have more decades coming up in your life for you to fulfill those other areas as you change as a person. Got it. So this is the goals paradox. So for example, me, I like financial and creative. That's what I care about most right now. And I understand if I'm going to fulfill those two goals right now, I'm not going to probably be very famous. That's okay. I've already done that. So you have to determine which one it is. This is the paradox. You only get two goals at a time. Remember this. I've coached content creators that have come to me. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. They get to make videos about like Pokemon or some sort of thing that you could only imagine you do for your job. And they should be loving it, but they're not because their channel isn't growing and they're upset that their fame is not increasing. So I'm here to tell you that no matter how much money you're making, how creatively fulfilled you are, or how much fame you're achieving, you're always gonna want one of these other categories. So if you can set up front the expectation that I can only have two at a time, you can save yourself a lot of strife and a lot of heartache as a content creator. Trust me, I've seen it on the lowest levels and the highest levels of multimillionaires. Got it? Here we go. Now you have to choose your platform, which is step 2. The platforms I have on the screen are just examples. Your platform might also include things that are not social media, like you see right here, like email, industry events and conferences. Guys, do not sleep on in-person events. Before you choose your platform, you need to know your customer. So write this down. Who is your customer and your target audience? If you're trying to get that raise like we were talking about earlier, maybe that target customer is your boss or your boss's boss. If you're trying to get a B2B client, maybe your target customer is them. Think about who they are, write down who they are. Then write down what they want. What does your target customer want as relates to you? Is it your services as a freelancer? Is it your education and tips on how they can do something better? Is it that you're gonna help them become more fit in 30 days? What do they want? And that leads you to how you are going to help them solve their problem. You know who they are, you know what they want. Now, how are you going to solve their problem? Figure that out and write that down. The how you're going to solve their problem is going to determine maybe what the topics of your videos are. If your customer is struggling to, let's say, burn weight or something like that, or achieve their fitness goals, maybe your how is going to be teaching them some sort of exercise or nutrition routine. Got it? And then the last thing that you're going to write down is, where is the attention of your customer? Which platforms is it on? It doesn't just have to be social media. It can be in person. It could be at your local community center. It could be, seriously, in person in downtown area of your city. It's not just about social media. Attention is everywhere. Then you're going to rank each platform that your customer is potentially on in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then what I want you to do after you rank, it's based on how much of their attention is on these platforms. You're going to rank it, and you're going to realize the ones toward the bottom of the ranking, you're probably going to have to deprioritize the lower ranked platforms in exchange for the higher ranked platforms. Because if you tackle all platforms at the exact same time, you'll probably fail. You're spreading yourself way too thin. So ranking is important. It is just as important to understand what you're going to say no to as a content creator as it is to know what you're going to say yes to. You should say no to about 80% of things and opportunities as a creator, and only say yes to about 20%. Same thing applies to platforms. Like I mentioned earlier, in-person events are underrated. The amount of trust, relationships, and industry connections you can get here at in-person events are insane. And as you're creating a digital presence and you're starting to kind of warm people up to who you are and what have you, if you go in person to events like I do, you can then close the deal with that client. You could become friends with that person. You could end up getting somebody you're hiring or somebody you want to collaborate with in terms of making content. In-person events are absurdly underrated, but they're costly to travel. That's the exchange. So definitely put an in-person event mix in there for you, no matter which industry you're in. And your preference matters when you're selecting your platform to release content on. You ranked them earlier in terms of where the customer attention is, remember? But it doesn't matter if all the customer attention is on, and I'm just making up an example, Instagram. If you freaking hate Instagram, then don't be on Instagram if you don't love it. Let's say your number 2 platform was YouTube. You hate Instagram, that's where most of your customers are, but you love YouTube and some of your customers are there, then do YouTube. Your preference matters. You don't want to be creating content for a platform that you literally hate being on yourself. You want to love being there because you're going to have to live, eat, and breathe the comment section and the analytics and the algorithms and the tactics of that platform every single day. Choose to be somewhere you love to be. All right, now here's your decision time. Customer attention plus your preference equals your top platform. Got it? It has to include your preference to make that big brain decision to understand what your top platform is. And make sure you put 80% of your effort into growing on that top platform. Whether it's email, newsletter, in-person events, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, the top platform deserves 80% of your time and attention as you're growing. Next, step 3 to become a successful creator is harnessing content values. You have never heard this anywhere else. I literally made this up myself. Content values are as such. This is step 3 in the process. After you already understand your goals and your platforms, now you're figuring out what value you're going to provide on those platforms. Here's the only things human beings care about. They care for trending items, quality items, unique things, watching people overcome adversity, education, and things they recognize above all else. Planning is very, very hard when making content, so I'm going to simplify the planning process for you by breaking it into these categories of content values. I've done this with my clients, and I've helped them go from, let's say, 10,000 views per video up to hundreds of thousands just by thinking about it in terms of values. You ready? Trending value is one thing that people click for. That's just recent stuff, things that are new, breaking, just released, or this year. This example thumbnail here is an AI-generated lady in a 2024 playlist. That's trending, that's new, that is fresh. So people click things that are new and trending, obviously. But you can't just post a piece of content just because it's new and trending. That's not enough value. So let's think about stacking trending value with the next value, quality value. Why do people watch so many top 5s and top 10 videos on the internet? Because they communicate the best and the worst of something. Top 5 dunks from 2024, for example. This is an NBA thumbnail. Or it could be 10 worst looks on the red carpet, or 5 worst gaffes of this celebrity. People want to see the best and the worst, and they want you to consolidate it into a small period of time. Got it? So what if you had something that was new and it was the best? Combining those two values of trending and quality might make your piece of content even more value. But wait, there's more. Unique value. So this thumbnail example is from the Hydraulic Press channel. This is a channel that doubles down on unique. For example, you can watch this hydraulic press crush a diamond into a piece of tungsten. Ever seen that before? No. So it's unique. People click for unique things. So if you have trending value plus quality value plus something that's unique, oh my God, this is starting to become something you have to click and you have to watch. What about even more value? Adversity value. You guys have seen it. This is just a body transformation example. It can be anything. Sports is adversity. One team trying to beat another. PvP in gaming, watching one player try to overcome the odds. That's why battle royales, for example, in gaming are so interesting to watch. One player has to beat 99 other players to win. When people overcome adversity, people love to watch. And the weight loss things are like the best example. You get to watch them go through the challenge and the transformation. So if you have something that's new and trending, that's super high quality, is unique, and then people are also overcoming adversity, how could you possibly look away? But wait, there's even more value, which is educational value. This is just an example of learn Rubik's Cube in 10 minutes. I think this video got like 60 million views or something. Just teaching people things in a short period of time is very important. Save them time, level up their knowledge, and they will click. Now you're stacking value after value after value after value, and then you can teach them something along the way. Holy moly, that becomes incredibly powerful. And remember, recognition value is very important on top of all of this. If they don't recognize the thing they see in your thumbnail and title, then you can't combine all of these values together to win. So the more values you stack on top of each other, the more you win. The more you have trending plus quality plus unique plus educational, and you can stack them and then you show them something they recognize. Oh my gosh, how incredible is that? Ever seen magazines when you're checking out at the grocery store and it has a celebrity you recognize who is going through divorce, adversity? This is breaking news, new. And we've got the top 10 worst things they've done in 2024, quality. See what I mean? Even old school marketers from the magazine era understand that combining values gets people to click and buy and pay attention. And then I want you to take advice. And I know this is so cliche, but the reason why, the only reason why Mr. Beast, which you see on the screen here, his top videos, is the best creator of all time. He is the best content creator of all time by any measure, is because he stacks content values in his videos, whether he consciously realizes it or not. Take a look at the example on the screen of $456,000 Squid Game in real life thumbnail here. Okay, let's just look at this one example of how many values he's stacking together. First of all, it's got Mr. Beast in the thumbnail and internet celebrity. Recognition value, check. $456,000, that's quality value, that's like best. Who gives away $500,000 in one video? Quality value. Okay, Squid Game at that time was a trending topic, so that's new value. Have you ever seen Squid Game in real life though? Unique value. Incredible, right? There's 4 values you can just see right out the gate on this one thumbnail from this creator. Inside the video though, you end up learning new things, you get educational value. Mr. Beast on his top videos provides almost every single value there is in one piece of content. So what you want to do is you do not produce a piece of content unless you can stack at least 2 of the values on top of each other, preferably 3 minimum. And as soon as you do, your video becomes just something everyone has to click and watch. But that requires planning, and it's hard, and that's why 90% of creators never succeed. Once you understand stacking values, then you can select your tools. Now, keep in mind, you saw what I did here. You know what your goals are. You know what value you're going to provide. You know what platforms you're going to release content on. Now you can choose your tools. I ran an entire business where people would just come to me and be like, what tools should I use to make content? And I was like, well, who is your audience and what platforms are you gonna be on and what value you're providing? They're like, geez, I haven't even thought about that. It's like, how can you choose a tool for a job unless you even know what the job is? So now we can select our tools. And what do I mean by tools? Hardware and software. There are so many tools available for so many different types of content. What type of format are you making is question number 1 you need to answer before you go drop thousands on gear. And I made an Amazon affiliate business where I sold $5 million in gear and over 50,000 units of hardware and software. And I'm telling you, a lot of people that bought the stuff when they watched my videos hadn't thought through whether they're gonna do video, image, written, live, or in-person content first. They just bought a mic because they thought it was a good idea. So figure out which content format you're doing first. You don't have to do video, okay? You don't have to. You don't have to be live. If you don't want to ever be seen, you can just do written content. That is fine. Know yourself. Got it? Now, once you know what your content format is, then go select a guide. There is a guide in every language, I'm talking an expert, on the internet for every platform and every tool there is on the internet. And there, you could probably even pick one that has the same color skin as you, the same gender as you, speaks the same language as you, and you could probably even have a couple choices within those cohorts to pick the perfect guide that delivers this information in the way you want to know, okay? People like to watch a guide, an expert, that they feel is relatable to them. So go find a guide that is relatable to you to teach you this really grindy and difficult to understand stuff like hardware and software. Got it? And then once you find your guide on the internet, then here's the real secret. Pay them money. And I know you're gonna be like, hold on, what about people that just give away all their value for free on the internet? Can't I just learn everything? You could, but you could shortcut your success by just purchasing their educational programs and purchasing their coaching and just getting into their programs that accelerate progress for people that are looking to learn that thing. Trust me, pony up the cash today and save hundreds of hours later. I've worked with hundreds of coaching clients myself, and almost every single one of them said, I was just tired of spending dozens or hundreds of hours trying to figure this out or fix this problem. Why didn't I find you earlier? Just learn from their mistakes and just pay the freaking money. Example guides include people I love like Roberto Blake. He's great at video content production and like creator content for video content. Maybe you don't like him. Go find someone you do like, okay? Maybe somebody else speaks your language or looks like you. No problem. But there is an expert out there who has the same information Roberto Blake has, but will just deliver it in a way that you like. Go find them. Okay, podcasting content. This is just another example. This is one of my clients I used to have. His name's Pat Flynn. I learned affiliate marketing and podcasting from him. He's just an example of another expert out there. Maybe you love him or hate him. Go find an expert and then pay them money to help you and shortcut your success. Live content. It's just another example to show you there's so many dudes that focus on so many different individual niches. Harris Heller here focuses on live streaming and multi-streaming. I've learned a ton from their content. Go find your expert, go find your guide and book them today. Got it? I have my own guide I can give you guys for hardware and software. I will just share it as a part of this content completely for free. This is just only for video hardware though, okay? So I'll share that with you guys totally for free, all right? no matter what tools and hardware you choose as a content creator, just realize that using AI is absolutely mandatory. And if there's only one AI tool that I'm going to recommend, it is this one right here at the moment I'm recording this video. Could change tomorrow, but at the moment I'm recording this video, I highly recommend using Hugging Face. And this allows you to plug in open source AI models into this interface. So it's not closed. They don't own all of your data. You can plug in open source AI models and you can use this AI to boost your entire content creation business. So in this example I have on the screen here, I'm just telling the AI, and this is using Llama 3, search the internet and provide me with the top 5 best content creation resources for fashion and design. Could be your vertical, whatever it is, gaming and whatever you are, as a vertical with a link to their best content and a summary of the value they can provide me as a fashion industry professional. Insert the type of professional you are. Click search web and then hit go, and it'll literally give you the best content creation resources for your specific vertical and for you as an individual, and it'll just feed it to you. It'll give you the guide like that. Use AI or you're falling behind. Last in this process, after you select the tools, you're gonna do the producing of the content, obviously. This is my friend Mona. She produces the highest quality content, and together we agree that you need to produce a particular show or type of content for 30 days, measure the results. If it's doing all right, go to 60 days, measure the results. If it's going all right, go to 90 days and then measure the results. And constantly, every 30 days, be measuring the results of a specific set of articles, specific live streams, specific X space, specific video series, whatever it is. Measure the results regularly when you produce content. Keeping your motivation high is everything. And so it's very important that you produce a type of content that you love to produce every day, and you just feel like the hours melt away when you're doing it. That's why I asked you earlier in one of our first slides in this presentation to write down what gives you energy in terms of your creative goals. Your motivation is everything when you're producing content, because you're gonna suck bad when you start. As you can see, the awkward picture of me in a fedora down there in the bottom left-hand corner, when I started creating content, I was in my bedroom. This is me in the middle of my living room, sitting in front of a TV, talking at the TV as a YouTuber. This was like 13 years ago here. And I was doing my 1,000 subscriber video or whatever. And that video got 1,000 views, and I was blown away that I got 1,000 views back then. Now, today, after a mere 10,000 videos produced and 10 years of experience, I'm finally able to produce videos that get like close to 1 million views regularly. It only took thousands of videos produced. The reason why I'm sharing this is not to brag that I made it or something. The reason I'm sharing this is it takes a while sometimes. It takes a lot of effort. And so focusing on a type of content that keeps you motivated over the years, plural, and the thousands of pieces of content, plural, that is the path to success and longevity as a content creator. I'm 15 years strong and counting, and I follow this myself. Got it? Now, how do you keep it fresh? How do you keep it interesting? This is your final tip. This might be the most mind-blowingly simple yet powerful tip I will share with you in this entire presentation. And this is to react to the market in a specific way. So step number 6 is to double down on the winners and kill the losers with fire. Reality hurts really, really bad. And so you have to put your feelings aside when you're reacting to the market. So what do I mean by winners? You remember how I told you earlier to measure those results every 30, 60, and 90 days? Okay, let's say you're trying 2 to 3 different video series or content series or image series or different concepts on social media. Whichever one is producing the biggest results, double down on that. And whichever types of content you're releasing have the least results when you measure, kill those losers with fire. That way you can always stay motivated that you have something that's on the way up, and then you've gotten rid of the things that are on the way down and haven't generated results. So you don't feel like you're spinning your wheels as a content creator and going nowhere. And in this process, this is the proper schedule and programming mix for your channels. 80% of your effort, 80% of your content schedule, 80% of your programming should be winners. So once you discover whatever a winning content format is for you, double down and make it 80% of your schedule. Then, with your remaining 20% of your time, you stay motivated as a content creator by doing new creative stuff. So 1 in 5 videos, 1 in 5 articles can be something new, creative, and nuts. And it'll probably fail, but it'll be something new to keep things fresh. That way, you're continuing to generate results with your winners while always doing something new and fresh 1 in 5 times to keep things motivated. I worked with a content creator who was a Pokemon channel. When I started with them, they were getting tens of thousands of views per video. And just by eliminating their lowest performing series and then having them take all of that time and effort and then putting it into their one winning series, they increased from tens of thousands of views per video to close to 1 million views per video. Is between 500K and 750K per video. Just that alone can unlock massive growth in social media algorithms. Remember, no one size fits all is ever going to work. If anybody ever offers you a one size fits all plan, if you're just trying to copy paste someone else's strategy, it is not going to work, because remember, your goals are unique, your customer is unique, and what you want to do to motivate you to achieve all of that and the value you provide is unique. So you need to make sure you have a custom strategy just for yourself, and don't just copy paste it from someone. Don't just take on someone else's goals. They're your goals. You got it? You always need to pursue mastery along the way. You will never be the best. And even if you are the best, someone is right on your heels to become even better than you. Improve every single day, day over day. And are you ready? Here's why I'm going to sell you something. Just kidding. I'm selling you nothing. This was completely for free. I hope that you become a successful content creator. My name is Andrew Awall with Not Corrupt Media, and go make some incredible content and report back to me on your findings. Adios.